my son, first year, just finished that, and his girlfriend's first year, and I've got another son somewhere out here first year. So we've got 2 children that are just finished off the first year, and I'll try to be fast. Reset that for me. Okay, so yeah, I'll just get going. So basically, I homeschooled our children for 18 years, and we came to the preview weekend, and it was a great weekend. You know, the song, the dance, the wine, the glitz, the glamour. It's like, wow, we're walking around in the days, and this, education, and Jesus, and the Bible, and $25,000. What is this? So we made the plunge. We decided to put our children here because we were thinking of going to DCIT or some other places. We decided to go to Trinity because we were under the impression that this was a solidly biblical place, that it supports what we teach as a homeschool family, and as from our church, we go to Woodland Church. So this was our expectation coming here. The Bible, what they teach at church, they teach here. I know it's not a Bible school, but it's even better because now you have computer science from a biblical perspective. And just the first, what a shock, just the total opposite. And for the last year, our faith, our sons, the Bible has just been continually assaulted. And it's just, really, I feel like we've been misled. Not cheated, but definitely misled. This wasn't what we were told at the preview weekend. We weren't told, I go to church on Sunday and our pastor tells us that the Bible is inerrant, it's the Word of God. And then my children go to class and say the Bible isn't inerrant, it's not the Word of God, it has mistakes in it. What is that? Right, so that's the first thing, that I feel like that we've been misled, and that the information that was given to us at the preview weekend was misleading as far as, and we dropped a lot of money. We put in $25,000 in this first year, and we're not rich people. Yeah, I'll go through my list quickly. Okay, so we have the English department teaching dirty books. And so they actually start the course off. Here we're teaching you a series of books. And so the first thing they do is they give this article to the students and to show to the parents, and it's called Why We Teach Dirty Books at University. And so they have to, and they go through, and so they have 7 or some odd books. Just the most horrible books that you'd ever run across in your life. There's no way that we would allow these books into our home. And there's no way these books would be allowed into our school. 5 of the most horrible, demonic horror books you can think of. The one that counts some of the rats under the attic or people on the floor or something. You probably know what that one is. Anybody know that title offhand? It's been promoted in the library, but so the story. Just a quick synopsis: the person goes to a family heritage place. He's got some demented problems. He goes down into his basement. He finds out his family is actually an ancestral family of cannibals. His cousin comes over, he kills his cousin, he eats his cousin, and then the story basically ends. And so this, another classic story they had there was that going through, and there's this family driving down the highway, and they pick up this hitchhiker. Hitchhiker starts giving them grief. They pull over to the side of the road, and so the mother or the grandmother tells them about Jesus, and the hitchhiker shoots the mother, and that's the end of the story. And it's just going on. And so this English department, if they're trying to talk about horror genres, you don't need to have the 5 of the worst horror books that have never been written by mankind. One is good enough. There's so many good godly books out there. Let's bring more of these books in. So that's one. We have the philosophy department. So this philosophy department, they're teaching things. So here's the gist of the conversation. The instructor, how old is the earth? The student, this one student said, depends on your belief and viewpoint. The instructor, the earth is billions of years old. The student, why is that? The instructor, because it is. And that was the end of the conversation. This isn't the philosophy. Why is the philosophy department first of all talking about the age of the earth? Talking outside, they're talking about a burial. And what about shutting things down? So it's a bias there. And then we've got the genitive department. So we've got somebody from that department there. And so this person is, I'm doing subject translation. Sorry, just so I'll be fast. So we have the genitive department. Some of you might be familiar with the RATE program, R-A-T-E. Okay, RATE program is a Christian study that they did, and it shows that the earth is basically young. This this genetic department references his rate program and says, okay, this rate program proves that the Earth is billions of years old. Wrong information. He didn't even make the effort to actually look what the rate program is talking about. So this person is giving wrong information to his students. And this person continues on. Here's the exam question. So on the final exam, the question is, how old is the Earth? Right? The choices, I'm a bit rough, but the choices, 2 billion, 3 billion, or 4 billion years old. Well, what happened in 6,000 years? Well, where's that choice? Not even there. It's not. So the bias. So it's not even balanced teaching. It's just evolution is fully permeated in this place. And so this is an example of. And then we've got this one here. So this person, I think, should be fired on the spot. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that give them until September. So this religious professor has a documentation here that he sent to my son, says that the Bible is not inerrant, which directly violates Section 2 of the Statement of Faith. How much more clear is that? We have clearly said the Bible is not inerrant. It never was, it never has been. It's got to go. And the same professor also denied that there was a worldwide flood. And so we've got another genetic professor talking to him, believing that the Earth is billions of years old. So I questioned him, well, what's that based upon? Oh, it's based upon 1 Peter, days 1,000 years. Well, what about the rest of it? And so he's got nothing scientific, it's just one little phrase, and based upon that one little phrase he's got. So what's happened is that evolution is fully entrenched, and the people are not even listening to the biblical things. A group of students I approached at the Sephardi seminar. There's 8 students, and I went up and just said, what's going on? And we started talking about evolution. Oh yeah, evolution, we believe in evolution, we believe in it, and there's so much evidence, and there's so much things going on. And so the most assertive guy, I said to him, well, can you give me one example of any evidence to show there's evolution? And his eyes started twitching, his mouth dropped open, he's almost having a panic attack. And he couldn't come up with one example. So this is again showing that these students are not being given a fair, balanced approach. They're just being hit with evolution, these sorts of things, and they can't even support what they're saying. So the students there. And at that same seminar, I had 3 professors sitting beside me. What an embarrassment that was. It's like being in I always would say high school, it's not even that bad. They're making cat calls and gestures towards the speaker. And the professor just sat beside me. He got so upset, he actually blasphemed in my presence. Couldn't believe it. And the MC, she wasn't professional, going after him. So it's very, very All right, and the charter. Just a brief thing about the charter. This charter that's signed between the student body. This isn't a charter that should never have been signed. So now, I go to William Church. We just did a 6-week series on sexuality. Our pastor is out there saying that homosexuality is a sin and it's reversible. He can't say that at Trinity. If he comes to Trinity, if any of you say that homosexuality is reversible, you can be charged with a hate crime based upon this new charter signed by the state. Right? We had someone at our church, he came in there, and he was a homosexual for many years. He was a drug dealer, and he turned his life around. He gave his life to Jesus, and Jesus reversed. I can't say that. I just created a hate crime again. Okay? This thing never should have been signed. Okay? So, and that doesn't even go. There's so many other things I'll help you, but it's just this place has been fully infiltrated by secular humanism and evolution. The Soji movement is fully entrenched in here. This thing, society has got, I was going to say about a wedge, and they've got more than a wedge, and they're firmly entrenched in here. And we need to kick them out. We need to take this place back for God. We need to lift up the Bible and Jesus, and that's it. And if people don't believe in that, fine, go somewhere else. Go to UBC, go to SFU. Right. This is the biblical place, and this is where we lift up the Bible. And
Amen.
Woo!
Okay. Sorry, it's a bit long. Next one. So if you have any questions, I don't have any questions. But I want something to come of this. This is not just a bunch of people sitting around with smiley faces and then, okay, let's go home and, no, something needs to happen. We need to make change. I'm thankful you're here, but we need to start the direction going forward from this. we need to take this place back, and we need to make some drastic, we need a new president come in with a big boom, and do this big sweeping. All right, Marlene, so if you could please